Hello world, Wendy from Cali here, back with our Mixed Manny chat. Today's Mixed Manny, first of all, Happy New Year, but today's Mixed Manny is going to be based on the Pantone Color for 2024. Since we're at the start of the year, might as well get started with the Pantone Color. Peach Fuzz, that is the color, embrace the warmth. And I had gotten this set from a Color Street stylist that I supported in the past, Kayla. So thank you, Kayla. Just Peachy is a perfect color for this. But of course, I wanted something to still encompass the winter vibes. And so I wanted to use Snow Globe Swirl. Because if I really like this one, I want to make sure that I purchase another one before Color Street retires it. So that's why we've got these two, and let's get started, shall we? So I hope everyone's having a good 2024 so far. I certainly am enjoying it. Today is the first day back at work in the new year, and so far so good. But yeah, for New Year's Eve, I got to spend time with family, Carla and her kids. We made waffles, made snowflake-shaped waffles. So that's our waffle there. And I also cleaned my makeup brushes, like I said in my last video. Pardon the mess, but all of my makeup brushes, my makeup sponges are all super clean for starting off the new year right. And then I went and had lunch on New Year's Day with the Rents and Panda Bear. And so that's just a small sample of what we had for lunch that day. We got really, like, I think we had 6 dishes in total. No, yeah, 6 dishes in total. And I took pictures of 3 of them, and when the others came, we were like just chowing down, and I completely forgot to take pictures, so my bad. But yeah, thought I'd share that with y'all before we get started with the nails, as I was struggling to get these strips out of the packaging here. But yeah, that sometimes happens. Alright, so I know that I'm going to be layering Snow Globe Swirl over just Peachy, so let me take out the ones that I plan to use. I'll probably use that one, those, and my nails are super short right now. So I spent yesterday, New Year's Day, after coming home from eating lunch with Panda Bear and the Rents, baking 2 different kinds of chocolate chip cookies because I wanted to see if Panda Bear liked the thin and crunchy cookie versus a soft and cakey cookie. He said that he usually likes soft and cakey, but he also will enjoy a thin and crunchy one. Taste test results is that he actually prefers the thin and crunchy one, because when I make a thin and crunchy one, it's not all the way crunchy. It's still got the soft center, but it's crunchy on like the outside. And so I told him he could bring some of the chocolate chip cookies over to our nieces and nephew and my sister-in-law Carla, and he said no, they're all for him. So sorry. But yeah, and then I also attempted to make my own cheese crackers, because why not? So I was trying to do all 3 all at once, making the cheese crackers along with making the 2 different kinds of chocolate chip cookies. I was measuring things out and, you know, putting them aside in our small and messy kitchen, and I just got a little bit confused when I was pouring in ingredients to the second batch of chocolate chip cookies, I accidentally poured in the flour that I set aside for the crackers, the cheese crackers, and so the flour mix, I should say, that I set aside for the chocolate chip cookies, I had to use for my crackers because I didn't want to throw anything away. But the flour mix that I had for the chocolate chip cookies had some baking soda in it, as well as salt and a hint of cinnamon. So I was like, oh shoot, like I really hope, one, you can't really taste the cinnamon in the cheese crackers because that's a little odd, but also two, I hope that it wasn't going to be too salty for the crackers. But all in all, it all worked out. But I didn't finish using up all the cookie dough and the cracker dough yet. So today, after work, I will kind of try and finish up baking the rest so that I can bring some to the office tomorrow and share with my coworkers. That's if Panda Bear doesn't want to keep all the chocolate chip cookies for himself. So yes. But that was basically my New Year's day was spent doing that. And I love cooking. I just am not a fan of my kitchen. So that's that. But yes. What else did I do that I don't know if I mentioned it. I probably did in my last video that I spent a ton of time reorganizing the kitchen and throwing away a whole bunch of stuff and cleaning out the fridge so that there is no moldy, rotten, old stuff in the fridge, because our fridge was packed, like completely packed, like way too packed. It took me over 6 hours to do that in the kitchen, and it was a rainy day, and it was still like not all fully done, but I did the best I could with the amount of time I had and also the amount of trash can space left, because our trash cans were getting pretty full at that point with all the things that we were throwing out. So yeah, but it's looking a lot better, except that the fridge is still getting super packed. So my pops said that the fridge is one of the cheaper models, and so like my mom wanted to buy it because she wanted it to be affordable, but she also liked that it was shiny, and he said that if it was up to him, he would have spent the extra money to buy a better model. And then Panda Bear told me that the fridge is meant for a single person to use, so needless to say, it's too small for a family of 4, but we're making it work because we do have a second fridge out in the garage, as well as one of those like industrial freezers in the garage. So yeah. But oh yeah, and yesterday I forgot to mention the restaurant we went to gave us rice, but we weren't really in the mood for having rice with all the food that we ordered, and so there was a lot of leftover rice that we brought home. So I wanted to give my mom the day off from having to cook, and Panda Bear suggested that I make my spam fried rice, which I call it a deconstructed spam musubi because it kind of has those flavors of a spam musubi but made into a fried rice form. And so I made that for the family. We had purchased, well, Panda Bear had purchased 2 bottles of wine. I needed a cab for the prime rib I was going to make, and he bought one that was less expensive for us to used for cooking and one for us to drink. And I only needed like, was it half a cup or a cup of the wine for making the prime rib? So we had the rest of the less expensive bottle to drink, as well as the more expensive bottle. But when we went to my sister-in-law Carla's house, we found out that their mom had come by over Christmas and took some more of her stuff to move with her. And one of the things that was taken was the wine bottle opener. So we were unable to open the more expensive bottle of wine. So that got left over. For us to drink on New Year's Day, which Panda Bear and I didn't mind, and my pops didn't mind either, because he enjoyed a glass as well. But yeah, that is that. Alright, let me see if I can get this all put together real quick here, and then we can move on to Snow Globe Swirl. So on New Year's Eve, it was very hard not to overeat because there was such good food. My sister-in-law Carla had made spaghetti for the kids because they weren't going to eat prime rib. Well, Benjamin did eat a little bit, but I found out later that the meat that Panda Bear had picked out from the grocery store wasn't actually prime rib. It was a cut that was near where the prime rib would be, but it's a tougher, more leaner cut, so it wasn't as enjoyable as it could have been, but we still had a decent time eating it. And my sister-in-law Carla had made a broccoli cauliflower gratin, and it was delicious. So delicious. And as shown earlier, we had little mini waffles. They were so good. I made like regular ones, and then I also made chocolate chip ones. And they were good enough where we can just hold them and eat them like a cookie instead of, using syrup. The only one that used syrup was Panda Bear. The rest of us just ate it like a cookie. So Benjamin, my nephew Benjamin, he loves waffles. He actually wanted 4 of them and he ate all 4. So proud of him that he is able to ask for what he wants and actually eat all that he had requested. So yeah, that was nice. But yeah, it was so hard. I don't know if those who are around my age have a hard time staying up to midnight for New Year's, but oh my gosh, like, we were passing out. Like, we watched the movies because, it's easier to pass the time watching movies. So first we had played Uno, and we were playing for candies. And we brought the world's most sour candy, supposedly, over with us to try that out with the kiddos. It turned out it wasn't that sour. I mean, it was sour. Don't get me wrong. It was sour. But it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die sour. But like the taste of it was just not the best. Not the best tasting at all. Except for after the sour dissipated, then the candy part itself was green apple, and I really like that flavor a lot. Actually, I can show you guys the candies. They look like this. But yeah. We watched Zootopia with the kids, which we tried to do that in the past, and the girls were just too young. They couldn't sit still and really pay attention, and they thought it was boring and all of that. This time around, they actually enjoyed it. We started associating the characters in the movie with the people in the house, and that also made it very entertaining for them to pay attention to the movie and all of that. And then we also showed them Back to the Future, the first one. And we started watching the second one, but it was really late, and so Panda Bear and I had to get home. So yeah, but it was a very enjoyable New Year's Eve, and also a very enjoyable New Year's Day. Oh my gosh, I'm like way off center, aren't I? I'm so used to like my old setup with, there would be a little cell phone holder on my right hand side, on this side here, and it would hold my phone up, and I would always have to lean towards the left to not accidentally bump the cell phone holder and shake the whole camera. So I'm so used to that. So with my new setup, not only do I have a new mat with the Panda Bear, so I can have Panda Bear with me at all times, but it's got a ring light, as you can see the lighting here, the ring light, which probably is annoying. I don't know how to get rid of that. I like having the plastic on top of the mat so that it doesn't get the mat dirty, but I might have to just suck it up and take off the plastic for when I'm recording videos. But it has a ring light, so hopefully better lighting, but it's situated on the left hand side, on this side, so yeah, I gotta figure out how to situate myself so that I'm in the middle here, because I'm not doing a good job of that right now. My bad. But yeah. Alright. So, trying to get some of this cleanup work done so I don't have to do it later. Now that I've finished the Manny Bingo card for Stacy's Sassy Crew, and the other Color Street stylist that I follow and I'm friends with, Tara Stoddard, she's not doing her like monthly, weekly theme challenges, and so I have to come up with my own themes, and the freedom is hard when you've got over 300 sets to use, you know. I don't recommend anyone getting that many sets. Don't really need that many sets. Gonna try my best to start using them up and not buying as many sets, although I do like supporting my Color Street stylists, especially my sister-in-law Carla. But I gotta slow my roll, as they say, as far as making purchases on nail sets, because one, Christmas was very expensive, but not as expensive as we had thought, but still very expensive. Two, if my sister-in-law Carla and her kids are going to be moving, that's going to be an added cost up front for a moving van, or moving truck I should say, and all of that. So yeah, gotta slow my roll just a bit. But I heard from some of the Color Street stylists that I support that Color Street's coming out with their core catalog early. So rather than in March like they did in 2023, they're going to be coming out with it at the end of January. And so I'm going to have to try not to buy too many sets when that happens. But knowing me, I probably will like end up buying a few. And then also, I was told that the Valentine's Day sets are going to be released this Thursday. So, have that to look forward to. But also, oh my gosh, like, I have a Valentine's set that I have already been, like, keeping in the background. That's part of my favorites binder. And so, sorry, I forgot I had to make a nail stick. So, it's in my favorites binder, and it's called I'm with Cupid. And actually, let me just show you guys since we have time. So, let me grab the binder here. See, my binder. I have 10 binders of nails. But this one right here is I'm with Cupid. And so I really want to wear this one this year for Valentine's Day. And so that is what I plan on wearing. But as I mentioned, some of the color sheet stylists have said that the Valentine's Day sets for 2024 are coming out, or they're being released this Thursday, January 4th, 2024. So I've seen previews, of course, and there are a few sets. I could totally buy a party pack, buy 3 get 1 free, with the sets that they have released. And I probably will buy a party pack, but it all depends, I guess. They won't be worn this year, probably. Or they might. I mean, I could still wear them in the month of February without any issue, because why not? Not all of them look like totally like Valentine's like, so they could still be worn, you know, not on Valentine's Day itself. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see, because there are a few that were just really nice looking. So I noticed that if I carefully stretch out sets, like this nail strips, I can actually use the second to last thumb one. Second to last strip for my thumb. And so that's what I'm doing right now, right here. Because if I save the biggest one I can use on my big toe for doing a pedicure. And that's what I did with my New Year's mani. I used the biggest strip for my toes, my big toes, and then I used some of the tiniest strips for my little baby toes and all of that. And then I was able to use New Year Wishes, another one of my unicorn sets that I've released, from being held up in the favorites binder there. I was able to do a mani and a pedi, so that was fun. But I was really super rough with my hands over New Year's. So this finger especially, my pointer finger on my left, completely chipped. And it's not usually the Color Street set's fault. It's my nails, chipping as far as flaking off. And that always seems to happen in the winter time. My nails are just too dry in the winter time. I don't drink enough water because it's cold. Usually when it's cold, I'm not as enticed to drink water, so I have to remind myself to drink water. And then I gotta remember to continue using cuticle oil as routinely as I can because I wash my hands a lot in the winter time too for some reason. So gotta retain that moisture because with the dry winter air, my nails tend to like to peel and crack. And that is another big reason why my nails are so short right now. But here's just Peachy all by itself to a nod towards the Pantone Color of the Year for 2024. Now we're going to move on. Haven't had to use a file yet, so that's good. But oh, and I was watching a whole bunch of folks. I shouldn't say watching. It was more I saw their posts on the mystery bundles that Color Street had for the year-end sale, and there were so many of these files that were included in the mystery bundles. Not everyone uses them, but I really think they're cute because of the little star design, if you can see there. But I don't use these like on my nails. Like I'll use them to like kind of just lightly shave off the excess of the Color Street strips, but I will not use the metal ones on my nails. I use a glass file for my nails because it's just better for them. So yeah. These are going to be probably my niece Amalika is probably going to want to wear those for sure. So I like saving the little ones for her because she likes getting her nails done more than her sister Lilith. And then, oh, my poor niece Edralin. Oh, she slammed the door on one of her thumbnails and the thumbnail fell off. Ouch. Like when she showed it to me, I nearly like fainted. I am not good with just gross things like that. So more reason why I couldn't be a doctor or a nurse for sure. But yeah. But yeah, my niece Edralin doesn't really have me do her nails very often because I don't see her that often. And the last time I saw her, she was performing in the Nutcracker, so didn't have time to do her nails. But her birthday is in the month of January, so I'm wondering if we're going to see her for her birthday and if she'll want her nails done on her birthday. I don't know if her thumbnail would have grown back by then, but at least her other nails will look pretty if she wants them done. But yes, definitely Amalika likes getting her nails done. And then if my niece Lorelai, who lives in Utah, if she lived close by, she definitely would love getting her nails done. Because when I was babysitting her in August, she let me do her nails like almost every other day. It was just so cute. She got little matching mini manis, little manis with me. That was a lot of fun. But yeah. Usually Color Street sets, especially when my nails are this short, there's a ton of leftover strips, and I try to do the best I can to preserve them so that I can use them later. But most of the time they're used on my nieces. My niece Lilith, sometimes she'll want her nails done, but ultimately she likes peeling them off, and so I don't like doing her nails that often. It's not the time wasted for it, it's more that I worry about her nail health. If she's peeling them off, you're not supposed to peel these off. That's going to ruin your nails. You're supposed to, you know, use the appropriate nail polish remover, because it is 100% nail polish for these strips. But you're supposed to use nail polish remover to remove it, not peel them off. So yeah, I don't often do her nails because I worry about her nails. Okay, so I think I needed that, and then I need one of these for the nail sticks, and I think that might be all of them. Although sometimes, I shouldn't put those all away, because just in case. Sometimes the overlay ones like these could be a little shorter than the normal ones. I didn't check, so I'm going to leave those out just in case really quick, so that I don't have to stick my hand back in there to grab them out if that is the case. So, here we go. Oh no, this looks like the regular size strip. Okay, I really like Snow Globe Swirl a lot. I'm gonna have to get another one of them. At least one more. It's so pretty. I want to see it on a dark color actually. So that's why I want to buy another one of them, so I can use it on a darker color later, because that is beautiful. I really like the combination of like the purple, pink, and blue. I just think that's really... There was another set, Less Bitter, More Glitter. That was one of the first sets that I ever purchased. I really love that set too. We go. Let me make the nail stick really quick here so I don't forget. I can stuff the rest of the others into the plastic and heat seal them because I don't want them to dry out. And in fact, I completely forgot to turn on my flat iron to heat seal, so I'm gonna have to do that. So I've been listening to Sarah Knight, author of, what is it called? The Life-Changing Magic of, no, The Life-Changing Art of Not Giving a Fuck, I think is what it was called. The first book, that's her first book, but that was not the first book of hers that I listened to. The first one I listened to was Get Your Shit Together or something like that, and I really enjoyed it. I even recommended it to my former coworker Melissa because I thought that she'll enjoy that. But I was listening to that book, and then now I'm listening to Calm the Fuck Down. I know, so much cussing. I apologize. Pardon my French. But that's the name. Those are the titles of her books. So I've been enjoying listening to them. My public library's app has almost all of her books in audiobook form. So really been enjoying listening to them. But it's kind of been motivating actually to kind of just reprioritize what's important in my life, reorganize the house, just been helpful all around. So really like that. You know, the biggest complaint usually is not having enough time to do things, and it's a wonder how much time a person can find and have when you start prioritizing what you really truly care about, and eliminating those things that sometimes you feel obligated to do, but don't really want to do. You know, like keeping up with trendy TV shows so that you have something to talk about with coworkers and friends and all that. It's like, why? If you don't want to watch it, if it doesn't bring you joy, like, just stop doing it and replace it with something that does bring you joy. So it's kind of cool. But I do want to listen to, I think it's Marie Kondo, the one that talks about tidying up and, you know, eliminate things that don't give you joy and have, like, you know, like a core wardrobe and how to keep your house, like, clean and all that and organized. And haven't listened to that, and I know I'm behind as far as, you know, it was like really popular a few years back, to the point where I think there's like a Netflix show that is inspired by all of that. But I did borrow the book from the public library, so I will be physically reading it, like not listening to an audiobook, like actually reading that book. So haven't done that in a while. It's hard to find time to sit down and read, but I know Panda Bear's been doing that a lot, and I need to get back into doing that. So rather than watching TV, I will be listening to audiobooks as well as reading physical books. So it'll be a nice change of pace. What are you all reading right now? Anything worth mentioning? Comment below if there's anything that, you know, you've read or listened to as far as audiobooks that's like worth my time to check out, because that would be nice. One thing I have been watching as far as TV shows and whatnot, so Disney Channel, oh my gosh, as if I watch regular TV, Disney Plus came out with a series. Rick Riordan, the author of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, has come out with a show based on the books. And I have watched, I think, 3 episodes. They're not releasing like the whole series all at once. They're releasing it like once a week or whatever like that. And so I've only watched, I think there's only been 3, maybe 4 episodes. But I've been enjoying that. It's a slow build. The first episode was kind of like, but it gets better. So that's one show that I have been watching. Also, I'm waiting for Bridgerton season 3 to come out. My friends Diane and Na have made a monster out of me recommending that show, because then I like went down a rabbit hole of listening to all of the audiobooks, and then now I'm like, okay, I gotta watch that show. But at least I'm not like so obsessive where I'm gonna like rewatch the old like 2 seasons past and then watch the 3rd season. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah. Ooh, you know what will be really interesting? So I am recording this on my new phone, and I want to see if it ends up being 2 parts or just 1 part, because it has gone over the 38 minutes and 48 seconds mark, which on my old phone, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, it would cut the video and make another part every 38 minutes and 48 seconds. So we're already past that point on my new phone, the Samsung S23 Ultra. So it'll be interesting to see if it cuts this into 2 parts or if it will just stay the one. So I'm excited to find out. I was hoping that I'd get an opportunity to test it, but I've been doing single set manis for the past couple of weeks, and those are way quicker to do than to do with 2 sets or more, or cut out funky designs and whatnot. But this is the final mani. The lighting makes it look very interesting because the peach kind of blends in with my skin tone, so it looks kind of funny on camera. In real life, in person, it actually looks pretty because the peach is kind of a nice shimmer, and then having the snow globe swirl over the just peachy makes it super sparkly. So I'm interested to see what it's going to look like out in natural lighting with the sun when I take a selfie. So if you're part of my Facebook group, you'll see those selfies. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time here on YouTube. If you've gotten this far, let's have you put a peach emoji in the comments. That is all. See you next time. Peace.